I quite often think about, should people do a job that is their special interest?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
Now,
dopamine again.
Yeah, dopamine again. That is the problem with that is I feel like if it's something that you enjoy or if it's something special to you, the second it becomes a job, I feel like it takes away the joy. And that's where it feels like you're not doing it for yourself anymore. You're doing it for someone else. And I know sometimes there could be people that enjoy their jobs and like that's like that a great thing that they do. Like and I feel like that would be the goal for everyone. But my fear would be if I ever do anything with like maybe like with any of my hobbies or anything like that, and I turn it into a job, that it becomes no longer a hobby and it just becomes my day-to-day work that I have to do. And like you could have like, I don't know, your like money hanging over your head all the time. And I don't think even if it was I don't think even if it was money over my head, it would be somewhere else, because like, even if I live in some communist society, it will still hang over my head regardless of there being money backing it or not. But if
so could we say something like
it takes away I feel like it takes away from it being something for yourself and more for someone else.
Okay. So if your special interests allows you then to do your job, so it's like I can do this job to get money or to live or to survive, to be busy, to be purposeful. However, what I really enjoy doing for some of us might be that means that I can do that because I do that job. But then I come back and then I do.
Well, I guess there's obviously got to be jobs where you are. The point is that you're doing it for other people, such as like, in a sense, like actors. They're playing a part to entertain people. But I say actors, entertainers in general. They're there to entertain the person. They're doing it for people, and I guess they get their dopamine hit of entertaining people, or like, and the positive feedback of that. Where was my point going?
It's the why. You've gone to the why. Why do people do what they do?
Why do people do what they do?
Why do people choose the job they do? Why do people do what they do? So that's where you'd gone to, as it was the why. So it's interesting, isn't it? That the why, the motivation. Then
I should change the wording in the fact that I guess there can be stuff that you can do for yourself, and then there's stuff you can do for other people. And I feel like the two things should never really cross a lot of the time. So let's say you got like an actor, but he likes to do painting in his free time. He doesn't really. I mean, there's some famous cases of such as like, what is it like? Who was it from the Beatles who tried to sell his MS Paint stuff recently?
I don't know. Yeah, this is new information for me. So
Oh man, Ringo Starr. He did his when he was on tour with the Beatles. He did when he was waiting in the hotel room. He had like a laptop and he would just draw stuff in Microsoft Paint, and he sold them for like millions.
Wow.
Like, and that's a terrible example, but it just came to mind.
It kind of makes sense.
It came to mind
of like
what
you're saying.
It's separate. It really shouldn't cross over, because even though he did that, he got ridiculed. Right. People really really made fun of him for that. I mean, just.
So then there could be a bit of a fear with that, then.
Then there's a fear.
That could be the thing. It's like,
because of that, he's never done it again. That's a good point. He's never sold any more art again. I mean, maybe fact check me on that if he has actually. If he has done anything after that, I don't know, maybe he has started doing it.
Apologies, Ringo Starr. Like, we loved your art.
Sorry, Ringo. I mean, you're great.
We think you were great.
You're a great musician. Loved you in the Beatles. But I mean,
where would we be without the Beatles? I mean,
where would we
can't do a whole session on music.
What's the phrase?
No.
They were bigger than Jesus. That was.
Wow. Okay.
That was what
Certainly can't do a whole podcast on that either. So philosophy, music, politics, none of the above for us.
I mean, that's what I think. That's what the Rolling Stone famously referred to them as. They were bigger than Jesus. And I think that was what they said.
Oh. Okay, they were bigging themselves up. They were going for a big dopamine hit right there. Yeah. Okay. So that's really interesting. So how do we spend our time? It's interesting. I was talking with on the way back from Stockport yesterday. The way our team works is that we travel around the country quite a lot, delivering the Olive McGowan mandatory training. And so we're quite often in a car together for a long time, a bit like a band. They're on the tour bus touring. We do our own little mini tour to places to pitch up and deliver. And we were talking about the value of time.
Time is probably the most valuable thing we got.
Isn't it? We spend so much time thinking about money and being successful, but actually time.
I'll say it's one of the first things that once you get people that are like very wealthy, that's the first thing that they do is buy time back.
Right.
Such as because I've worked at like a private school, and when it comes to like if it's like a 3-day weekend or something, or it's like an early day, something like a half day. They're sending a helicopter. Some of them will send a helicopter in to pick up their kids.
Yeah.
You got money. You want your kids there with you the second they're free. And of course, so they're sending a helicopter over, and it will send them all the way up to Manchester.
Wow.
Which, how long's the drive from? Like,
I can tell you because I drove there. Yeah, I drove back from there yesterday, so I can tell you 3.5 hours.
Like
it took me.
hours.
Yeah.
Or 20-minute helicopter ride.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
I mean, you got the money for it. And that sort of thing. So you will buy money.
Yeah. So people. We're generalising a little bit, but it is
Bit,
interesting that
people
people will try and use money to buy time.
Get time. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, isn't it? Because time, like it's the one thing that's free.
It's the one thing that's free, but also
we're given time, and yet how do we spend it? Who do we choose to spend it with? And I think that's where, like, for me, for just to kind of share with, like, the role I have. The time spent where other people would say it's work, it doesn't feel like work for me. I get to spend time with people that I really enjoy spending time with.
Yeah.
I get to talk about things I really enjoy talking about, special interests then. So like other human beings, I love to chat about myself. I'm not going to lie, like we do. We like to share about who we are and what we do. So actually for me, it doesn't feel like the money just comes because
so
we're doing what we...
Would you say your job's more like, so like we were talking about earlier, it is more like an enjoyment sort of, it's a hobby, it's a passion.
It's a passion, yeah. It's a passion. It's what really, and I learn all the time because I love learning.
Yeah.
So I'm learning all the time because I'm having conversations with people and I'm interested in people. And I hope that comes across, Aaron. I hope it comes across that it's like, who are you? What do you do? Tell me more, And it's about the connectivity and the relationships because time's so precious.
Yeah.
So even doing this today with you, the time you're giving me is so valuable. And what I'm learning from you straight away when I was like, you were like, it's this thing about thinking in pictures or seeing pictures. Yeah. And you take out your phone and you're like, it's this. And I'm like, didn't know that. Like, that's just amazing. Like, how blessed are we to have this time? So, so we have to thank the guys of Unmasking the Spectrum for allowing us to have this conversation today. Yeah.